Sally Field was not born into fame, yet from a young age, she was drawn to the spotlight. Growing up in California with a mother who was also an actress, she was exposed to the world of performance early on. Acting was never just a hobby for her, it was a calling. As a child, she would practice expressions, mimic voices, and dream of telling stories that could touch people. Her first big break came in the 1960s when she landed a role in a television show called Gidget. Sally brought energy, humor, and a charm that made her unforgettable on screen. But even with her talent, the industry often labeled her as just the cute girl, which was frustrating. Hollywood didn't immediately see the depth she could bring to serious roles. Instead of giving up, Sally chose to learn, to grow, and to push past these limitations, determined to be more than what others expected. Breaking the stereotype. Early in her career, Sally often faced doubts from casting directors and critics who didn't take her seriously. They told her she could not handle complex, dramatic roles. Instead of letting this discourage her, she used it as motivation. She took acting classes, studied deeply, and observed some of the greatest performers to understand the craft fully. Her dedication paid off when she landed the role in Norma Rae, a film that would change everything for her. Playing a factory worker who courageously stood up for her rights, Sally Field showed that she could convey strength, vulnerability, and determination simultaneously. There were no glamorous costumes or makeup to hide behind. She had to be real, raw, and completely present. Critics were stunned by her performance. Her work was not just acting, it was living in the character's shoes, fully immersing herself in the story. The first Oscar moment, Sally's role in Norma Rae, became a defining moment in her career. It was the performance that earned her first Academy Award, proving that she was more than a television star or a pretty face. This recognition was not about fame, it was about her craft and her courage. Audiences saw a side of her they hadn't seen before. A performer unafraid to show depth and authenticity. That role opened doors to more challenging and meaningful work, allowing her to showcase versatility across drama, comedy, and even action. It marked the moment Hollywood began to recognize her as a serious actress, someone whose performances were rooted in truth rather than surface appeal. This first Oscar was not just a trophy, it was acknowledgement that Sally Field could touch hearts and minds with her talent. Fearless honesty. On screen, one of the most talked about aspects of Sally Field's career is her willingness to embrace complete honesty on screen. There was a scene she filmed where she set aside all pretenses, all filters, and all of Hollywood's polished veneer, and simply allowed herself to be fully human. It was not about being provocative or shocking. It was about showing emotion in its rawest form. Audiences saw every nuance on her face: fear, joy, pain, hope, and resilience. It was a performance that transcended acting because she wasn't playing a character as much as she was living the moment. This bravery inspired both viewers and fellow actors alike, showing that vulnerability can be powerful and that authenticity resonates far more than perfection. Sally's courage in that scene reminded the world that true artistry lies in honesty. The impact of being real. When the scene aired, reactions were immediate and profound. While some were surprised, many were deeply moved. Fans shared that they had never felt such connection to a performance before, as if Sally Field had reached through the screen and touched the truth in their own lives. Critics praised her ability to embody emotion fully, with one noting that she became the truth of that moment. The significance of her choice went beyond entertainment. It was a lesson in courage and self-expression. In a culture often obsessed with image, Sally reminded everyone that being real is not just brave, it is magnetic. Her example showed that perfection is not what captivates people. Honesty does. And in her hands, honesty became unforgettable. Choosing roles with meaning. Throughout her career, Sally Field has been deliberate in choosing roles that reflect her values and experiences. She has consistently gravitated toward projects that allow her to explore meaningful stories, characters with depth, and moments that resonate with audiences on a human level. Even after decades in the industry, she continues to prioritize authenticity over glitz or celebrity appeal. This thoughtful approach demonstrates a commitment to storytelling, not fame. By selecting characters that challenge her emotionally and artistically, she remains relevant and inspiring. Her performances carry the weight of life experience, wisdom, and empathy, proving that great acting comes from understanding humanity, not just memorizing lines. Wisdom beyond Hollywood. Now in her 70s, Sally Field is living proof that real beauty and power do not fade with age, they grow. Her later roles showcase a blend of humor, strength, and insight that only decades of experience can bring. Unlike some stars who retreat from the spotlight, she continues to work, embrace new challenges, and engage with stories that matter. Sally's journey reminds audiences that careers built on authenticity last longer than those built on image alone. Her example offers hope to anyone striving to make a mark in their field. Stay true to yourself, embrace growth, and let passion guide you. It's a reminder that the most enduring impact comes from honesty, perseverance, and a willingness to be fully present in the moment. Lessons from Sally Field. Sally Field's story carries lessons that go far beyond Hollywood. First, you do not need to be perfect to be admired or loved. Vulnerability and honesty can create deeper connections than any polished facade. Second, persistence and self-belief are essential. Even when others doubt you or underestimate your abilities, dedication and hard work can prove them wrong. Third, authenticity is powerful. In a world full of filters, edits, and pretense, those willing to show their real selves stand out. Sally demonstrated that courage is not always about grand gestures. It can be about small, honest choices that resonate profoundly. She teaches that staying true to your values and expressing genuine emotion is not only brave, but transformative. A legacy of courage. Sally Field's legacy is not just in the awards she has won or the films she has made. It's in the way she has chosen to live and perform with honesty. From her early days on television to her acclaimed Oscar-winning performances and beyond, she has shown that bravery can come in many forms. It may be standing up for a character's beliefs, taking on a challenging role, or simply being truthful on screen. Her willingness to be vulnerable, authentic, and fearless has inspired generations of actors and fans alike. Sally's career is a reminder that lasting impact is rooted in sincerity, empathy, and courage. Her story is one of hope, determination, and the beauty of embracing who you truly are. The power of being yourself. Ultimately, Sally Field's career demonstrates that the most remarkable thing you can do is be yourself. Her unforgettable moments on screen were never about glamour or fame. They were about heart, honesty, and the courage to show real human emotion. She proved that authenticity is magnetic, and that being real can resonate deeper than any spectacle. In every role, she has offered audiences a mirror of their own humanity, showing that strength and beauty emerge when we embrace our true selves. Sally's journey reminds us all. It is not perfection that inspires, but truth. Her performances continue to teach that when you dare to be genuine, you leave a lasting mark that goes far beyond Hollywood lights. Conclusion. Sally Field's story is not just about acting, it is about living courageously and authentically. From her humble beginnings in California to her rise as an Oscar-winning star, she has remained committed to truth over image, honesty over perfection, and heart over superficiality. Her work reminds us that the bravest thing we can do is show our real selves, whether on screen or in life. Sally Field has spent decades proving that vulnerability is strength and that genuine emotion can move people more than any grand spectacle. In a world obsessed with appearances, her story is a lesson in courage, honesty, and the lasting impact of being fully human.